Hi, welcome back to Arsenal Central. I'm Russ, and this is just going to be a short video just to just go over a few things that are going on at the club. Just a few of my thoughts, really. Um, if you could subscribe, like the video, share it about, do all that good stuff. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Just help get me out there and on my little corner of YouTube. So yeah, that'd be brilliant. Um, Things aren't that rosy, are they, at the moment? The past three games, we've only picked up 1 point, and that was a solitary point against Manchester United at home. In hindsight, it's not really a bad result. Manchester United have a very, very good away record. They haven't lost in a very long time. Well, they hadn't up to that point. A point with Manchester United wasn't the worst result in the world, being honest. We then played Wolves. We lost 2-1, which was very unfortunate. We played very, very well in the first half. We should have been up by a few more goals. Unfortunately, David Luiz got sent off, and then it all sort of disintegrated from there. Second half, Leno came charging out of his area, handballed it, and got sent off. So we're down to 9 men. Wolves just sort of shut up shop really once they scored the second goal. So yeah, that was a really, really bad result. We should have won it, judging on the first half performance. And if we had 11 men on the pitch, I think we would have. The game against Villa, yeah, Villa are a good side. They're above us in the table. They were at home, so it was always good. It was never going to be an easy game, but I don't think we put on much of a fight. Villa scored. It was 1-0. Yeah, it was just not really great game to watch, really. So yeah, we got 1 point out of the last three games, which is a bit bad, really, because after sort of Christmas time we'd picked up results. Well, our form had turned around, so yeah, it's not looking great on the pitch at the moment. Another thing I can go into is injuries. For whatever reason, players seem to come into the Arsenal and sort of get injured more or less straight away. Matt Ryan signed on loan and he was immediately out for the first game, which was absolutely crazy. He was, yeah, I don't really understand it. Thomas Partey's another one. He's signed in the summer and hasn't really got going. He sort of had a recurrence of an injury, so he's only sort of played like a couple of games and then he's out. He at the moment he only looks like he can sort of complete about 16 minutes per match. He seems very leggy. He doesn't seem to be totally match fit, and he's injured once again, which is really unfortunate. Kieran Tierney as well, another player that's sort of come in. I think he had a history of injuries when he was at Celtic, but yeah, he seems to sort of play 5 or 6 games and then he's out for a few weeks, which is not great. Yeah, I mean, this has happened for years at Arsenal. Under different managers, different coaches, we still seem to get injuries to players, and I don't know why. I don't know. It can't be the training methods as such because obviously we've since Arsene Wenger we've had two different managers and we're still getting the same sort of injuries. And obviously, as I said, we've those managers have brought in their own coaches as well. So it doesn't really make much sense. The only thing I think of is possibly the physio team, but I really can't put my finger on it. Really, it's an absolutely crazy situation. As I say, it's like Pablo Mari. He came into the club. He hadn't been injured for a long, long time before. As soon as he joins Arsenal, gets injured in training. I really don't understand it. I don't know whether it's the warm ups, the warm downs, what they do in training. I've got no idea whatsoever. But it seems to happen all the time. We get these players that get injured, and it just takes them such a long time. I don't know whether they're rushed back into the team without sort of rehabbing properly, but for whatever reason, we just seem to get these injuries, and these players just never seem to get fit. And it's really a bit of a concern to me, actually. Another thing, William Saliba, lad out on loan. He's every sort of chance he gets, he's not making great news about Arsenal in his interviews that he's doing, which is unfortunate. The lad hasn't even played a league game for us as yet, and he's had his personal issues, which is absolutely fine. Totally understand that. Um, but I don't think he should really be talking about his time at Arsenal when he was sort of training with us, and he wasn't obviously in the first team plans for Arteta. Obviously Arteta is seeing something in training he's not quite liking, let's say. So the lad's gone out on loan. He's playing really well. I hope the situation sorts itself out, and hopefully he can sort of come back next season and hopefully be a fixture in the team. Uh, I just don't really know. Arsenal handled the Saliba situation badly. Obviously the lad has had personal issues. I think he lost his mum and dad during the sort of the pandemic. I don't know whether that was the reason, but yeah. So he's had a hard time, and obviously going back to France will probably help him out. And so yeah, hopefully he can come back and be integrated into the team. Is what I'm saying, really. Yeah, yeah, it's just Aubameyang as well. He's not the player he was, is he? I don't know whether he sort of reached his peak and now he's sort of on the decline, which he probably is at his age. But obviously he's been given a long contract, a lot of money, and it's the same with William, really. William was signed in the summer, had one great game, and then he's sort of been on the decline. I know he's sort of 31, 32 years old, so those players are not going to get any better. They're going to go on a gradual decline anyway. But for Aubameyang and Willian just to suddenly just sort of decline quite rapidly is a bit of a worry, and those guys are on massive wages as well. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff is sort of going on. I don't really want to sort of sort of worry about things like that, but it is a little bit concerning. Also, I just wanted to touch on the situation with the referees. Some people say it's a conspiracy, or I mean, I don't watch enough of other teams to really sort of judge what happens to those other clubs with sort of refereeing, VAR decisions, and stuff like that. But as I watch Arsenal all the time, I do feel that there are some points in games where and decisions where Arsenal just, for whatever reason, the referee misses it, the VAR misses it, or it does go to VAR and the VAR don't think it's worthy to be pulled up on. But for whatever reason, it just seems to me that Arsenal seem to get a lot of decisions that are either not looked at or referred to VAR, or uh, I, I mean, the standard of refereeing in England is not great. I mean, that's been shown by the referees not actually being picked to go to the World Cup and things like that. But I don't know, just as an Arsenal fan, it's just really demoralising. The fact is that we see these decisions week on week on week, and it just nothing seems to be done about them. I mean, the obvious one I was talking about was Lacazette against Villa. I mean, Martinez had a handful of shirt, he was pulling the guy down, and it should have been a penalty. But the referee may not have seen it. VAR may have checked it and thought it wasn't a red card or a penalty rather. But it just seems to happen game after game, and yeah, it's really demoralising. But yeah, I don't really have got much more to talk about really. No, this was just it really. I just wanted to give a quick overview of what's going on. Obviously, we've got Leeds on Sunday. That's not going to be an easy game by any means. Leeds do score a lot of goals. Arsenal don't tend to concede a lot of goals. Um, Leeds will either be on it or not. I mean, we can get a result. I mean, at the moment, you can't really predict any result in the Premier League. Um, but yeah, I mean, I just hope we turn up and at least give Leeds a game. But as I said, we're quite solid at the back, so I just hope Leeds don't get too many chances because they do create a lot of chances. And obviously, so Partey and Tierney are not going to be available, so yeah, I mean, just take every game as it comes at the moment. But yeah, I was just those. These are just my sort of thoughts on what's going on at the moment. As to Arteta, I'm still behind him. I'm still sort of not sort of trusting the process, But I think we've got to back the guy. We've got to give him till at least the summer, possibly longer. See what happens in the summer. Whether him and Edu can pull some rabbits out of the old hat and get some players in that we desperately need. Obviously, we've got rid of a load of players like Socrates, Mustafi, Ozil, all gone. I think in the summer we've got to make judgment call on Lacazette. Possibly Aubameyang. If he does, if his form doesn't pick up, you might have to sort of start looking to see whether we can move him on. Willian, again, he's on a big contract, big wages. I don't know whether we're able to move him on. And Ketia, for me, he's not good enough to play for Arsenal or be the central striker. Willock, Nelson, sort of those guys. Not Mustafi, what I'm talking about. El Neni, possibly me to me moved on. Granit Xhaka, he's the first name on the team sheet at the moment. I mean, he's putting in the numbers. Obviously, he's not flattering on the eye or anything like that. But I think if we can get an upgrade on him, um, it might we may be able to move him on in the summer. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like him. A lot of Arsenal fans don't like him. So yeah, obviously, I think Hector Bellerin. I think a decision has to be made there. Defensively, he's not great. I mean, he's kind of decent going forward. We need to buy a left back. Tierney's great when he's playing, but obviously he does get injured quite often, and we do need someone in reserve who can sort of come in, just sort of step in and just do that role. Cedric, for me, he's hot and cold. He'll have one great game and then he'll have one bad game, and we can't really do that. And it's unfortunate because he's not actually a left back. But sort of being stuck out there. I mean, we let Kolasinac go out on loan, and we didn't bring anyone in, and I think that was a bit of a mistake, really, by the Arsenal board and management not to get someone else in. Which I know January getting players in is very hard. But yeah, guys, that's it really. As I said, if you could like, subscribe, get me out there, my little corner of YouTube, just put me out there. That'd be fantastic. And hopefully we can get a win against Leeds on Sunday. I might be on a watch along, I might not be. Uh, Obviously, because it's Valentine's Day, so keep that out there. So yeah, but anyway, guys, thanks very much. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks very much. Bye.